Good day, everyone. We are on our countdown to our dopamine detox. And so that's what we're talking about this week in our series, Mode of Passion. So let's get started. So let's get started. Welcome to Morning Sip with Red Melissa. I am Red Melissa. This is Sip. SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you have been thinking about joining me for our 7-day detox, dopamine detox, starting on this Friday, day after tomorrow. Yes. I had to think about it. Wait, is Friday the day after tomorrow? Yes, it is. So we're in a new series this week called Mode of Passion. Mode of Passion. So I want to share a couple of things because I have been digging into dopamine, y'all. I have been on a mission down all up in the well with dopamine. So this all started because I didn't know what I wanted to talk about for Morning Sip yesterday. And so I just said, well, let's see. And then one thing led to another, and I discovered 3 modes of nature that is a part of the Gita teachings. And someone asked yesterday, they sent me a direct message asking, what are the 3 modes of nature? Because I'm only talking about the mode of passion. So the 3 modes of nature are goodness, passion, and ignorance. So maybe next week I'll do goodness and ignorance. We'll see. But right now I'm jamming on the mode of passion because contained within the mode of passion is that insatiable desire for temporary things, striving for more and more of them, and it results in perpetual dissatisfaction. And that is connected to our brain. That is connected to our brain through dopamine. And so yesterday I shared that dopamine is a neurotransmitter in the brain that's associated with motivation, reward, pleasure, learning, and habit formation. And so it's known as the feel-good chemical, the feel-good drug, that dopamine. And so it's not just that, because I've been doing some digging. And so it's not just the feel-good chemical, it's more accurately the pay attention and pursue this chemical. It's the thing that drives us towards what we believe will bring satisfaction. So part of the issue is that there is an overstimulation of dopamine. We get that dopamine hit by being overstimulated. And part of our world today is overstimulating us. And a prime example of the overstimulation is a device that we rarely let out of our sight. We rarely let it out of our sight, and that is our smartphones. Overstimulation. It is a tool to keep your focus, to keep you distracted. Now, I'm not poo-pooing technology. All is a resource, but in some balance, right? To be in harmony with these tools, the evolution of technology, that we use it, it doesn't use us. And many folks are being used by the technology. And some folks feel like they have no choice, but we do. We do have a choice on what holds our focus, right? So, dopamine, we could think of it as the feel good chemical, but it also is that thing that drives us to believe that this thing will bring more satisfaction. Now, we need dopamine. We need it. It's important to our functioning. We need it. However, smartphones in particular were designed for this psychological um, boost, this thing. I don't even know what to call it, but it's embedded in the chemical dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter in our brain. So this is the issue. This is how I would like to frame this for us. Because I got a couple of direct messages yesterday that were interesting to me. And I guess it kind of triggered some folks. So let me just provide additional intentionality around this, right? So it's not about if we don't have enough joy or peace or purpose. It's not about that. It's about being overstimulated. And in that overstimulation, we are unable to hear and to tune in to the wisdom, to the wellspring of infinite possibilities, to all of that good that is circulating within us. When we are paying so much attention externally, because our phones are a external device, yes? So we are paying, and I'm specifically focusing on our smartphones because it's so relatable. Other things also hold our attention, binge watching shows. And just think about it. Back in the day, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as live streaming. There was no such thing as watching a show whenever you felt like watching it. TV shows came on a specific day and a specific time. And if you missed it, you would have to wait for the replay or rerun. That's what we used to call it, the rerun. And then we were able to record it, right, on devices. And then the technology of DVR. I'm going to DVR it. Remember that when that was the lingo? I'm going to DVR it. But now it's just available all the time. It's available. My girls, they don't know what it's like to be like, oh, it's 8:00. My show's coming on. They don't know that that's a whole different world to them. They don't even watch on a regular television set. They watch shows on their iPads and on their iPhones. That's how they watch shows. It is rare that they will actually turn on a television set and watch it. So things have evolved and we evolve with it. But in that evolution, some are out of balance. And the technology has started to use us because we are getting this dopamine hit that feels good. It does feel good, but it's temporary, it's not sustainable, and that's why you need to hit over and over and over and over and over again. So when we think about a dopamine detox, we're not talking about depriving ourselves of anything. We're talking about really giving ourselves the time, the space to be, to just be with ourselves, to focus within, to focus within. And we're not talking about a whole bunch of time. When I say a dopamine detox, I'm not saying for 7 days straight, all day, 24/7, you won't be doing whatever it is that give you that dopamine hit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying more so the way we choose to live in our day, the way we choose to live in our day, beginning how we start our day. So that's what the intention is, right? It's giving ourselves space, right? Creating that space, that internal space to listen, to notice, to remember what's beneath all of this noise. What's beneath all of this? What's beneath it is quiet. What's beneath it is that higher self. When we tune in and we listen, what's beneath it are the answers to questions that you may have. What's beneath it could be a new idea, an inspiration. But when we are so focused on strolling and binging and cell phoning, all of the things, it takes us away from ourselves. It's another way we wander off. And this dopamine detox is going to help us gather ourselves again and bring ourselves here, present, right? So I want to share a couple of things that I discovered in doing some research. And remember, this is just a sip. This is just a sip. So if you're curious, please do your own research, see what comes up for you. But I'm just sharing this with you as a sip. So I wanted to share some benefits of a dopamine detox, also known as a dopamine fast. So we cannot eliminate dopamine, and nor do we want to. We do not want to do that. We need this chemical, right? But it's about reducing the overstimulation and creating more space for intentional living, internal living, right? So these are some of the benefits. It increases focus and concentration. Do you ever just feel scattered? Like you're just all over the place? As soon as you hear a bing, a notification, you immediately grab the phone. That's me. I had to move the phone out of the space that I am trying to do work because it's such a distraction. But we'll get there. Other benefits: greater mental clarity, improves emotional regulation. I love this next one: better sleep. So one of the things we're going to be doing during this dopamine detox is detoxing from being on our phones at least a half an hour before we go to bed. Optimally, it would be an hour, but we're taking baby steps. And if a half an hour feels like, oh, that ain't a baby step, Red Melissa, then do it for 20 minutes. And then decide what you're going to do instead of that. But we'll get there too. It increases productivity. And that is the truth, y'all. When I don't have my phone in my space, when I am focused on working, I get so much more done so much more quickly. more presence in relationships. It really pisses me off when I'm talking to somebody and they're on their phone. I'll just stop talking. I will just stop talking. We're not going out to eat and you're on your phone. Nope, not doing it. Renewed appreciation for simple pleasures. The other day I went for a walk and I was in Wilson Woods nearby talking to my tree or walking over to talk to my tree. And there was there was two people walking together in nature, both walking on their phones, on their phones. So how are you appreciating the simple pleasures of life when you're like this and more like this? Reduce compulsive phone and social media use. Yes. Greater connection to spiritual practices and inner wisdom. So these are all some of the benefits that these are the ways we're going to get our dopamine through these beautiful practices. So I know some of y'all with me. I know some of y'all on the fence. Wherever you are, it's fine. There's no pressure here from Rev Melissa. So let me check in with y'all and see how y'all doing. Who's with me? I know Sekou's with me. I know Fee is with me. I know Bonnie is with me. So Sekou shares, laugh out loud. Mama Sekou just asked me if I signed up yet. Yes. Sekou's in. Hey, Shay Love. Hey, Bonnie. It's good to see you. Shay says it's an intermittent reward system, exactly like a slot machine, the most addictive type of classical conditioning. See, Pavlo and Skinner. Absolutely, Shay. It is an intermittent reward system. And it is like, I'm not a gambler and I don't really engage in slot machines or anything like that. But I imagine it's just like that. Like you really believe, like just this one more time, I'm going to win, right? Hit. So we're going to continue to unpack this. Tomorrow, I'm going to share some elements of the 7-day dopamine detox as far as our digital boundaries, mindful consumption, right? Because we're going to replace those digital dopamine hits with some mindful consumption. We're going to talk about reconnecting with the simple things of life. How about that? Just to simplify some things. We're also going to talk about how this impacts our relationships and our spiritual practices. So that's where we're going the rest of the week. Feel free to send me a direct message if you have any questions, concerns, feedback, or just something you want to get off your mind about this whole thing. I am open to receive. So 7-day dopamine detox begins Friday, June 12th. Stay tuned. Let's get into some joy news. So I do have an announcement. I know some of you who are tuning into SIP are also participating in our spiritual living book study. And an email just went out right before I did the show to let you know that tonight's session is canceled. So the book study will not take place this evening. We will return next week. Okay? So this gives you more time to read and catch up. We're up to page 112. It gives you the opportunity to do some of the exercises that you may not have done yet. It gives you the opportunity to watch last week's session if you missed it. So that's what's happening with the book study. So no book study tonight. And all you Knicks fans out there, you can just watch the game. You can watch the game. Okay? All right, y'all. So I will see you all tomorrow. We'll continue our mode of passion, one of which mode of 3 modes of nature, one of which is the mode of passion. And within that, we're talking about dopamine and detoxing from it. All right? All right, y'all. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.